Hi, it's Pat, and one of the things with this Flush Your Fat for Good, Eat to Be lean lifestyle is being prepared. Being prepared, we have a video up there or down here, that talks about the 5 Ps. Poor planning prevents poor performance. I think I got one of those words wrong, I'm not sure. Anyway, it's 5 Ps, and it has to do with preparation. So I want to share with you a little bit about what I do to help prepare, especially when I am back at work full-time. When I come home, I have the privilege of coming home for lunch, and oftentimes there isn't a whole lot of time for lunch. My fast food meal would be goat yogurt and my soaked nuts. That will be another video. However, if I have salad prepared, it is so easy just to add the meat and the salad dressing and then enjoy a nice salad within 5 minutes of getting home. So let me show you how I do that. Excuse me while I turn my back a little bit. I can't quite face the eye of the camera and work at the same time. But I have got some things prepared here. And so one of the staples of our fat-burning salad is chicken. Chicken has lots of leucine in it, and it works really well in this whole process of fat burning. Now, I do eat a lot of fresh chicken, and I do cook it in a specific way to give it some jazz, and I did learn it from Jackie of Jackie's Chicken Salad founder. However, there are times when that's not done, and I have found a brand, and you can't read this backwards, but it's Pinty's here in Canada. No artificial colors or flavors. There's no gluten in it. It has the ingredients are chicken breast, water, chicken broth, vinegar, lemon juice, salt, and some flavor. So it's pretty clean. For my American friends who have access to Trader Joe's or Sprouts or Whole Foods, you have a variety of chicken products that work wonderfully well. You can put chicken sausage on it. You can put different kinds of meats that are free of nitrates and free of other chemical ingredients that serve. But chicken really is our mainstay. You can put fish on it, you can put boiled eggs on, you can put wild salmon, baked salmon on it, or wild canned salmon on it. A variety of proteins just to give you your choice of flavors. Today I have chicken, and it actually happens to be a prepared chicken for me. Comes in 2 convenient boxes like this that I can use one and freeze the other. The other thing we do with our meat, particularly chicken or other things that are conducive for cutting up small, is make them in very small bite-sized pieces for 2 reasons. One is we want to have the foods absorb the flavors of each other, the flavors of the dressing. We want to make sure that we are biting into small pieces and chewing thoroughly before this food hits our tummy. Our tummy doesn't have teeth, it has enzymes, and we want to optimize the digestion. This lifestyle, it's about digestion, absorption, and elimination. So the smaller you cut your food up, the better, the faster you can chew and get it prepared to be a food. We call it a food bolus that's warm and soft and liquidy, going down into the tummy for digestion. So I have my chicken prepared. Today I'm using greens from my garden. They are spinach greens. The core salad does call for arugula. Arugula is one of the bitter greens that are in our salad sections. And bitter greens have lots of benefits to them in terms of our health. But today I'm using spinach. I just washed this morning, but I do have some that I've had ready in the fridge. Whoops. Ready in the fridge, and I'll use that today. I like to add a little bit of a red sweet bell pepper or orange or yellow just to give my salad some color. And the other mainstay for this salad is the flowerets of broccoli. I would add a shallot onion, however I don't have any at the moment, and I don't have any green onions either, surprisingly. So let's start assembling our salad and see what we can put into it. The other piece, before we do that, is cucumber. I've been very blessed with a garden friend who has brought plenty of cucumber from her garden. And we also include dill pickle. We like to include dill pickle because the dill and the pickle itself instigates a salivary, like us, we salivate. We increase our saliva, and then that, that again triggers your tummy to start secreting enzymes in readiness for digestion. So let's see how we can get this put together here. So if you can see, I have 3 plates ready, and what I'm going to do is assemble, like kind of do an assembly line thing, and I'll put all my vegetables on first of all, and then for the next meal, the immediate meal that I'm going to eat, I'll put my meat and dressing on. The other 2 plates with the vegetables, I'll just cover and put in the fridge so I can add my meat and vegetables later. Now that'll be a personal preference. If you choose to put like your boiled eggs on it, or if you choose to put your chicken on and dressing to sort of let things marinate, that would be your choice. We know, of course, the salad greens will be a little bit less crisp should it be sitting in dressing for the afternoon, but that's entirely a personal choice of yours. So let's get to that. So we have my greens here washed, and I've taken most of the stem out. Leaving the stems in isn't a bad idea. It just adds that much more fiber, right? So, and sometimes when you're early in this flush your fat for good lifestyle, eating to be lean, our digestive system has been through a little bit of a pause in terms of its efficiency in digestion. And what I mean by that is we've been eating fairly easy carbs, perhaps more sugar than we, would like to fess up to. And so the gut, the liver, the gallbladder, the tummy do have a adjustment time to absorbing this fresh, wholesome, fibrous, healthy food. Mind you, it's very, very good for you. I just read a post of a gal who was 4 days in, and she said, oh, it's so much fun to eliminate in the, what do you call that? That word that's when things are appropriate. Anyway, it's so much fun to eliminate without having to use over-the-counter products. And that's one of the things that people take for granted, is that elimination doesn't necessarily work every day. And for us who have been doing this for a year, we eliminate, or AKA poop, 3 or 4 times a day. Easy, no difficulty, and that's not something to take for granted. And I know that there are some who have health histories that influence how the elimination process works, but the beautiful part is we can help to optimize elimination. And we don't want food putrefying in your digestive tract. So anyway, I'm just making a little bed of greens here, and this doesn't have to be a ginormous plate. Most of us, when we have a lunch break, and you know what, if you make this plate and cover it, you can actually take it to work covered, right, and throw it in the fridge, and then your coworkers will probably want to have a potluck at lunchtime when they see it. I know I've had people make remarks with my bowl of prepared salad, and it's so good when you're hungry. It's so good when you're hungry. So good anyway, but particularly if you're hungry after 4 hours. It's 4 hours between protein meals, right, for the right digestion and food combining. So I'm just putting a little bit of red pepper on just for added color, and of course it gives a nice little flavor. I don't do jalapeno peppers. I suppose if you are a fan of hot and spicy, you can add a little bit of that on just to give it a little bit of a zip. So let's see if we can get this chopped up here. So I've got a little bit on my first plate, and we'll put some on my other plates. So as small as you can make them is a good thing. Plate number 1, plate number 2, and plate number 3. I hope you can see that. I don't have a cameraman, so I do the best I can with what I have. All right, so there is my red pepper. Now, the thing that I learned with broccoli, at first I was cutting each little individual floweret off the stem, so I don't have this big tree on my salad. But I discovered when I was listening more closely that it's even simpler than that. You just get something that you can handle. We're just cutting the flowerets off like this and making them small and digestible, but also simple on your salad. Look how fast that is, rather than cutting off every little floweret from the tree, if you will. Yeah, just like that. And we have, I'll show you here in a bit if you can't see it. Put that in the sink now. And with broccoli here, of course, ours comes from the grocery store, and so it would be prudent for me to make sure that we use the baking soda, salt, and water, rinse and spray on it to try and get the pesticides off. Organic broccoli would be awesome. We have had access to some garden broccoli. It does have a lot of slugs, so one way or the other it needs to be washed before, well, we wash it anyway, right? So, all right, here's my little pile of broccoli florets, and that didn't take very long. So you can see in the evening, if you just take a few minutes to assemble your 3 plates, then you've got lunch, supper, and lunch ready for the next 3 meals. And if you have a long 12-hour shift, you have 2 meals ready for work. And that is lovely because I have been there. And there's sometimes at the end of that 12 hours, you're going into the staff room fridge looking for anything, even pulling out the freezer drawer to see if there's some ice cream treats. And that's not a good thing. All right, so let's work on this cucumber. This is a garden cucumber from a very prolific farmer who I think was born to grow things, because his stuff coming to my back door is ginormous, ginormous. I'm doing spaghetti squash tomorrow night. I have girls come to my house once a week for a meal, and we've had some wonderful venison burgers on zucchini slices for like a hamburger without the bun. And so tomorrow we're having stuffed spaghetti squash. In this flush of fat for good lifestyle and eating to be lean, low glycemic eating is one of the keys, and that means you can have whatever vegetable or fruit that has a glycemic index of less than 60. So yesterday I thought, you know what, I haven't looked up the glycemic index of spaghetti squash. And you know what it is? It is 20. You can eat the whole squash, and, well, I wouldn't know if you can eat the whole squash, but you can have a very nice, tummy-satisfying, winter evening, warm, buttery spaghetti squash meal, and it does not spike an insulin response, which is what we're working on in this lifestyle. All right, so my cucumber is all chopped up here, and we are going to add that to our 3 plates. We're coming close to the end. Just chicken and dressing for plate number 1. And my husband and son are coming in and out, and that's just fine. Oh, the dill pickles too. We've got to put the dill pickles on. I love dill pickles. I hope you like dill pickles because it's a big part of this salad, and it has everything on this salad has a very specific reason to be on it. And I'm not going to attempt to explain that right now nutritionally, but just trust me, it does. And and it has it, whoops. And combined, it makes a very beautiful salad. All right. Now, I wouldn't necessarily have this many, I wouldn't have this many pickles for one salad, but I'm sharing it between 3 plates and they're little, so we'll make this work. Thank you for staying with me. This video is a little bit longer. So the dill pickles, as I said before, help. Are you salivating already? Look, thinking about them. Help I am the salivary glands to start secreting saliva, and then God in His wisdom has, the triggering systems that start the enzymes to start flowing in your tummy, so that when you chew this salad and swallow, the tummy is ready to receive it and start the absorption process. Absorption starts in the mouth and travels all the way to the anus. So even as you're chewing, your body is absorbing nutrients to use to help rebuild cells, that in turn rebuild tissue, which in turn rebuilds muscles, bone, and organs. In other words, rebuilds your body. And so that's why people, when they start this lifestyle, if they've been eating a lot of processed food, if they've been kind of eating food out of order, not giving the digestive tract a rest between meal events, when they get some of that in order again, they start feeling fabulous, because your body is taking this nutrition and doing some wonderful things with it. And it says, hey, it feels so good, this is all so good, and now we can rebuild this person. Because there's a chart, and I must post it in my blog, there's a chart that demonstrates how our body actually regenerates as we age. Every year we get older, if we're putting in really good nutrition, if we're drinking lots of water, if we're taking smart supplements, we can actually get younger as we get older, because our body does regenerate. Red blood cells take 4 months to regenerate, and so when you are trying something new nutritionally, you do have to give yourself at least 4 to 6 months to understand what the full benefit will be before you make a judgment. Oops, I think I'm stepping on a cucumber. All right, so now we're just going to share the pickle with the 3 plates. Can you see here? Pickle with the 3 plates. And there we go. So plate number 3 and plate number 2 will be just covered and stored in the fridge for the next 2 meals. So now I have my meat prepared, and it is a fairly healthy serving, right? Because one of the things in this lifestyle is that you want to have a good amount of amino acids. Amino acids being protein, because that's what your body uses to build. Your brain needs amino acids, and so be generous with it. If you don't eat enough protein during the day, then in the night your blood sugar will drop and you will be hungry. And then somebody's got a cold. You'll be hungry. So I encourage you to make sure you're generous with your protein through the day. So you can see in my video up here that I make my own mayonnaise. And so I've got a nice supply here. I made it with 2 cups this time instead of 1. And so I'm just going to put some, I've already squeezed my lemon. And so I am going to put my mayonnaise in the lemon here, and then put it over my meat and vegetables. You can be generous with the mayonnaise if this is something that you enjoy. I have a friend who really likes the mayonnaise on its own, and she is very generous with it. She lost 40-something pounds, about 3 years ago, and has maintained that weight loss in spite of a tremendous amount of stress. So I encourage you to just trust the process. If you haven't yet already done so, be sure to pick up my free gift that's here throughout the website, which helps you explain what this lifestyle is about. If you haven't gone to the Work With Me page or the resources page, there is an offer of the Flush Your Fat for Good book and workbook. I encourage you to go to that site. They have, since I posted those 2 shopping links, they have put together some very nice packages of support tools to help you get a kind of a bird's eye glance of how your day can go and how the food combines, that kind of stuff. So I encourage you to do that. So now we've been talking, it is 20 minutes and I have taken a little bit longer time because I'm chatting with you. But in 20 minutes I have 3 meals prepared. I'm ready to sit down for lunch. My supper and my lunch is ready for tomorrow. So that makes it super easy. So I hope I hope that looks good for you. And trust me, it goes down really well. Your body loves it. And it's the core nutrition that you need at this time of day. All right, thanks.